Shadow was laying on his back, blood covering his chest and fur and floor, some blood on his mouth, scratches of blood all over his body. His rib bones looked broken, his eyes closed, and his hand was on his chest, trying to stop the bleeding, but it keeps going, barely alive. His rings were shattered, slowly fading. Black gasped at the sight. Shadow! She runs to him. What happened to you? Shadow weakly replied, Dioga. He stopped speaking. He passed out for a moment. Black shakes him. Shadow? She shakes. Shadow! Shadow! He did not respond. Hold on, my brother. I'll get help. She gets up and Shadow moves a bit. No, don't go. Black left to get help. Black. Sonic appeared. Shadow? Shadow weakly replied. Sonic? Sonic gasps to what he sees. Oh my goodness! Shadow! Meanwhile, Black was shaking me. Alana! Wake up! I wake up and looked at Black. What? Black, what? Black looked at me. It's Shadow! I looked at Black. Shadow? Say no more. Where is he? Black turns a bit and looks worried. Hurry, follow me! I followed Black. Shadow? Meanwhile, with Sonic and Shadow. Sonic was holding Shadow's wound, staining his glove red. Sonic was crying. Shadow's glove was almost covered in blood. Shadow, hold on, please. Shadow looks at Sonic weakly. Sonic. I came with Black. Shadow? He looked at me. Alana? He tries to get up. Sonic holds him down. No! Shadow, stick down, you're hurt badly. Shadow looks at Sonic. I don't care. I need to stop them. Sonic looks at Shadow. Well, not like this. Shadow looks at Sonic. No pain, no gain. Sonic. Black looks at Shadow. Oh, Shadow, my brother. Tails looks at Black. Oh, Black. Diogo and Pokia were fighting. I looked up. We've got to hurry. Time is running out. Shadow slowly gets up, recovering from the damage, barely. I only have one shot of this. Shadow closed his eyes, then 7 Chaos Emeralds appeared around him. He turned Super Shadow. The wound on his chest was healed, though still some scratches were there. This is my chance to change everything. Sonic looked at Shadow. Shadow, let me help you. Shadow looked at Sonic and put his hand out. No, Sonic, you stay here. Sonic looks sadly down. But what happens if you do it alone? You're not going to... Shadow looks at Sonic. Yes, Sonic, I am. Sonic looked at Shadow. But Shadow, you can't. What about Alana, Black and Maria? Shadow looked at Sonic. They will have to go without me. I looked at Shadow. Huh? What do you mean, Shadow? Shadow teleported somewhere else. Shadow. Meanwhile, with Diogo and Pokia. Ready to give up, Pokia? Pokia roared. Never! Diogo looked at Pokia. Very well then. Diogo used Roar of Time. Pokia used Spatial Red. Shadow appeared. Chaos! Flash! Control! He froze the clash. Diogo! Pokia! Stop fighting! Polkia looked at Shadow. What? Dialga looked at Shadow.
You again! I told you you can't win this fight alone!
Shadow looked at Dialga.
No one tells me what to do.
Mewtwo appeared.
Who says that he was alone?
Shadow looked at Mewtwo.
Mewtwo? What are you doing?
Mewtwo looked at Shadow.
Helping you to stop the ogre and Polkia from fighting.
Shadow looked at Mewtwo.
Very well. You can help me.
So Shadow and Mewtwo talked to Dialga and Polkia to make them understand why they must not fight, and so their anger went away, and they went back to their home. However, the clash Shadow stopped was beginning to move, and if that clash bangs, then it's the end of everything.
Mewtwo, we need to use Chaos Control again so we can freeze time again.
Mewtwo looked at Shadow.
Got it.
Shadow looked at the clash.
Chaos Control!
Flash. Inside the Chaos Control.
What?
Mewtwo looks at the clash.
The clash. It's still moving.
Shadow looked at Mewtwo.
What are we going to do now, Mewtwo?
Mewtwo looked at Shadow.
If I use my full power, then I can teleport this clash somewhere else. However, it will still explode, and we will not survive if the both of us did it together.
Shadow looked at Mewtwo.
I know why you're here and all, Mewtwo, but you can't throw your life like that.
Mewtwo looked at Shadow.
My life is dedicated to that world, Shadow.
Shadow looked upset at...
But that's the thing, Mewtwo. For your whole life you've been used. Mewtwo, you never experienced life before. You've always been used.
Mewtwo looked at Shadow.
Shadow, I can do this. I'm stronger than you at the moment.
Shadow looked at Mewtwo.
Having power and knowing how to use them are two completely different things.
Mewtwo looked at Shadow.
Shadow, don't let me force you out of my way.
Then looked down. He went closer to Mewtwo.
Sorry, Mewtwo, but I can't let you do this.
He pushed Mewtwo out the way. He falls.
I had more experience with the Chaos Emeralds than you, Mewtwo. I can't let you throw your life like that. Sayonara, Mewtwo.
Mewtwo gasps.
Shadow!
He falls faster, then disappears. Shadow looks at the clash.
Only one thing left to do.
Flies to the clash.
To put the past behind me. Chaos Control!
Flash. Flash. Shadow's body was falling slowly back to motionless.
My sacrifice is not in vain. Give them a chance to be happy. Alana, I did it for you and Mewtwo. Live your life, Mewtwo.
Shadow took his last breath and closed his eyes as the light made his body disappear. Meanwhile,
yes, they did it!
Cream jumped for joy.
The clash is destroyed! Hooray!
Sonic folded his arms, looking at the sky.
Shadow, that was sweet!
I looked up too.
Yeah!
Black looked up too.
Well done, Shadow.
Meanwhile with Mewtwo.
Shadow, the Hedgehog, you sacrificed your life so that I can live mine. From now on, that's what I'll do. Live my life. And that is a promise. And that is a promise I'll never break. Shadow.
Meanwhile, somewhere in space.
Sayonara, Shadow, Hedgehog.
So my adventure with Shadow has come to an end, but the story continues. Shadow's body was never found, but the question is Shadow really dead?
Alana, I'm still alive.